Hey guys, my name is Christina Oates and I'm the face behind Cowbells and Classrooms, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I figured the best way to introduce myself and do my first video was to do the teaching tag that was first started by Genuine Teaching. I will have her original video down below with all the questions in case you are a teacher on YouTube and you would like to be part of the teacher tag. So, question number 1. I have been teaching for 4 years. I will be starting my 5th year here down on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, and I have taught nothing but 2nd grade. So I consider myself kind of like a 2nd grade expert. So I've taught 2nd grade for 4 years. I student taught 2nd grade, all here in Mississippi. So I got my bachelor's degree from Mississippi State up in Starkville. I also got my graduate degree at Mississippi College, which is near the Jackson area. And I just recently moved back down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I graduated high school from this area, and I'm excited to start my 5th year teaching here and hopefully settle down here permanently because I consider this area my home. The grade I currently teach is 2nd grade, both reading and math, but there's an interesting side story. Last year at the school that I taught at, I only taught reading. We actually split our classes, and so each student had 2 different teachers. So we had a reading teacher and a math teacher. So it was very interesting. I can tell you about my experience of teaching of split classes in another video if you're interested. Just comment down below and I would love to share my thoughts or hear your thoughts about having 2nd graders split classes. So yeah, let me know if you want me to talk about that. I will be happy to. If not, I'm sure I'll mention it in later videos. So my school mascot is a bulldog. My last school mascot was a bulldog, which is really cute because at Mississippi State, the mascot is a bulldog. I think my mascot for my new school is an anchor. I'm not quite sure. I will make sure. I'll have to look it up and find out. How many students are in your class this year? Well, since it's in the summer, I'm kind of in between classes, but last year I had 18 kids, but remember I had 2 different classes, so I had a total of about 30, almost 40 kids. One of the other classes, it really fluctuated. They had 19 kids at the beginning, and then it dropped down to 16, then gained up to 18. That class was kind of a door. Sorry, that was an email. Okay, that was an email, sorry. And so definitely had 18 kids. I've also taught up to 26, 24 kids. So I've kind of had experience with both ways. And that kind of leads to the next question. What is my ideal class size? I actually am probably one of those opposite people. I'd rather have more students, like 24, 26 than 18. 18 is nice, but if I had a very rough class last year. Kind of had some things similar to what Pocketful Primary went through. If you don't watch her, you should. She's amazing. So I really related to her, in particular her videos, but because I had a class size of 18 and the kids really did not get along with one another, or they got too along with one another, it was really hard to have them work with different groups and whatnot. But when you have a class of 24 or 26, you have a lot more opportunities to divide the kids up, and they're able to work with different students every time you do some sort of different group work. With 18 though, you're kind of limited on that. What is my favorite Starbucks drink? I am a iced white chocolate peppermint girl. I'm more of an iced coffee. I like hot coffee, but I prefer iced coffee over hot coffee. I also love hazelnut. That has been my go-to drink lately at Starbucks, is an iced hazelnut coffee because it is a little bit cheaper, and I can get a venti for $3.22 instead of like $5 if I were to get an iced white peppermint mocha. What is my favorite online resource? I enjoy Instagram. Instagram's great because it's like very quick and it's pictures with a little explanation. And I really do like YouTube. YouTube is great. I feel like it's very underrated with teachers right now, but I think it's getting more popular because it's more of a visual, but also you can explain things and you get to see like teachers' classrooms in real life, in real time, especially with teacher vlogs. That's like one of my favorite things to do on Saturday is watch teacher vlogs. So I really enjoy those aspects. Those are some of my favorite online resources. And of course, Teachers Pay Teachers. I don't think without Teachers Pay Teachers, I really would not be here right now as a teacher. But I do like to make my own resources as well. So Teachers Pay Teachers, YouTube, and Instagram are my favorites. Can you describe your perfect classroom? Okay, my perfect classroom would be one with lots of windows because I love natural lighting, where the room is bright and colorful because I'm a very colorful person. And we had technology, one-on-one technology. Unfortunately, at the schools that I have worked, the school I worked at, the last 2 schools that I've worked at, including my student internship, did not have a lot of access to technology. It was very like, if I wanted it, I really had to purchase it and put it in my classroom myself, which I did not do. But I would love to have some one-on-one technology. I would also love to have the students like actually listen to you and behave. I think that would be perfect, but also too where the teacher can do what the teacher needs to do to get those kids ready for the next grade or let those kids be successful, and it's not like somebody from the government telling you what to do. So, and that would kind of goes to the next question, like what would be my perfect school? Kind of that, but where the parents are also available whenever you call them and you need to talk to them and they're wanting to come in and help in the classroom as much as possible. And it really is like a teamwork, like the parents and the teacher work together. That would be my ideal school. And also you have all the free resources that you need. Like you don't have to pay for anything out of your own pocket. What is my favorite or least favorite part about teaching? Okay, my least favorite part is probably the parents and dealing with other adults. That's probably the worst part about teaching is just all that drama. I don't want to say it's drama, but sometimes it gets a little frustrating, especially when you get told that you have to do something, but it's not coming from somebody that's been in your classroom before. It's coming from like someone in a different building or somebody from district that doesn't really know how your classroom works. So that's frustrating. And then parents as well. I've had many supportive parents. And most of the parents that I feel like teachers deal with are very supportive of the teacher, but you do have those few that do question you, and it's kind of hard. So that's probably my least favorite part is actually dealing with like grown-ups. But my favorite part is the kids. The kids are funny. The kids are hilarious. The kids can be disrespectful, but again, they're kind of taught that or they see that at home. But my most favorite part about kids is when they get that light bulb moment. You know, that moment when they actually get something that you've been trying to teach them all year long and they finally understand it. That is probably my favorite moment as a teacher is that light bulb moment. And they just glow because they're like, oh, I get it. I got it. Even though you showed them like a million different ways. If you're a teacher, you know that moment. And that is probably like my favorite part about teaching and also building those relationships with those kids. Let's see. What is some advice that you would give to a beginning teacher or someone who is thinking about going into teaching or someone who is already teaching? It is definitely not what you think. I think thinking back, because I am living kind of in my hometown where I went to high school at, thinking about being in high school, senior, and going to Mississippi State, and I knew I wanted to be a teacher because I loved working with kids. I wish someone had told me there was a lot more to teaching than just working with kids. Kind of when I went through school, we were going through all those changes with Common Core. Now Common Core is still here, but we've changed the name of our standards for Mississippi. There's just a lot of changes when it comes to education, and you really have to adapt to it. So if you're not good at adapting, then maybe teaching is not your career. But also dealing with adults. I think a lot of teachers become teachers because they get to work with the kids, but in fact, you deal with more adults than you do kids sometimes. So I feel like if you're a teacher and if you're somebody who does not like to be in conflict or does not like a lot of change and just wants to be kept to themselves and let me stay in my own little bubble and don't bother me because you don't want to do teamwork, you don't want to work together, you don't want to collaborate with other people, then teaching is definitely not for you. But if you are a teacher or you want to be a teacher and you're a teacher already, then I definitely have some advice for you, and that is to be a marigold. I found this article, actually I did not find this article. This article was provided to me from my assistant principal at my old school, and it has just really stuck to me about being a marigold. And marigolds are used in gardens to kind of help the other plants out, to kind of add that richness to in the soil. So a marigold teacher is somebody who is able to help each other, who's open to listening to a teacher who has a problem and may have suggestions on how they can help. So that is how I've always been, is like I wanted to try to be a marigold. And you don't want to be a walnut tree. A walnut tree is actually poison, and they are the ones that kind of poison your teacher's soul. I guess if that makes sense. But like, they have like a bad attitude, or they think they're better than everybody else. And I mean, you know those walnut trees. And I can be a walnut tree sometimes, but I also know I can be a marigold a lot of the time. So I try to be more of a marigold. And I know this sounds crazy, but this is a great article, and I really do encourage you to share it, to read it and share it with your teacher colleagues, especially if you're an experienced teacher and you're welcoming in first-year teachers. Like, definitely be that marigold. Step out and say, hey, do you need any help? Because like that first-year teaching, as we all know, is really, really difficult. And if you are student teaching or you're in college, I'm just going to warn you, your first-year teaching is going to be hard. It is going to be difficult. You are going to cry. You are going to wonder to yourself, why am I doing this? But by golly, it is the year that you learn the most. I learned the most out of my first year teaching than I did my 4 years of college. I really did, because you kind of find your voice. So definitely find your marigold. The one essential rule for new teachers is this article. It's by Jennifer Gonzalez, and I will link the article down below for you to read. I printed off the PDF version because I've lost mine, so that I have a spot, like I'm going to keep it whenever I move into my new classroom. So that's it for the teaching tag. I just wanted to come in and introduce myself and say hello, and I really am excited. I have a couple ideas for videos already. I've already filmed one, and this is my second one that I filmed, but this is the first one I'm going to upload. So definitely subscribe if you would like to see more videos, like it, share it with your other teachers, and if you're a teacher on YouTube, please comment below, and I would love to check out your channel and subscribe, because we all need to support one another, and you could definitely be a marigold online as well. So that's it for me, and thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day, week, whenever you watch this. Bye.